So today we are starting with diencephalon. The forebrain vesicle is initially like this. This is the forebrain vesicle. Now what happens to the forebrain vesicle? This is forebrain. Is on its sides small two vesicles develop, and now these are called as telencephalic vesicles, and this is diencephalic vesicle. As time passes, the diencephalic vesicle remains like this, and the telencephalic vesicles, they grow and almost cover the diencephalic vesicles to form cerebrum and lateral ventricles. And this diencephalic vesicle here, it forms thalamus, and there is third ventricle in between the thalamus. So this is the forebrain vesicle. This forebrain vesicle, from it develops telencephalic vesicles. After the telencephalic vesicle develops, the middle part is called as diencephalon. These telencephalic vesicles overgrow over the diencephalic vesicles, and they form the cerebral hemispheres and lateral ventricles inside. Diencephalon remains smaller. The original forebrain vesicle now becomes diencephalon with third ventricle in between. So in adults we see like this, two cerebral hemispheres, and deep lower down is the third ventricle. Okay. Now let us try to understand the relations of thalamus and where it is located exactly. For that I am going to draw one coronal section. In coronal section we have already seen the lateral ventricles. This is corpus callosum. This is septum pellucidum. This is caudate nucleus, and this here is thalamus, like this. Thalamus like this. So these are the two thalami. This is caudate nucleus. This is the central portion of the lateral ventricle. So this diagram we have drawn already. Then I am going to draw one more diagram, and where we see the corpus callosum, splenium, genu, rostrum, anterior commissure, fornix. Okay. Fornix ends at the interventricular foramen of Monro, and here is thalamus. Okay, so this is thalamus, and below the thalamus, here is subthalamus. Okay, which ultimately continues as midbrain and brainstem, and slightly anterior here. Slightly anterior here is hypothalamus. Okay, slightly anterior is hypothalamus. Below the hypothalamus are mammillary bodies. So the brainstem is here. This is brainstem, this is subthalamus, this is hypothalamus, this is thalamus. I am going to draw one more diagram, and then I am going to talk about the relations. And this diagram we have already drawn, and this is the transverse section. where this is the caudate nucleus, this is internal capsule, this is thalamus, this is lentiform nucleus. Now let us talk about the various surfaces of thalamus and its relations. This surface of the thalamus is superior surface, this surface of the thalamus is medial surface. Here is inferior surface. So the superior surface of the thalamus has two parts, a medial part and a lateral part. So this is medial part and lateral part. It is the lateral part which forms the floor of the lateral ventricles. So superior surface is divided by the fornix, this is the fornix, into medial part and lateral part. Lateral part forms the floor of the lateral ventricle. Medial part is covered by the tila choroidae and choroid plexus. Right? The medial part is covered by choroid plexus, while the lateral part forms the floor of the lateral ventricle. Medial surface of the thalamus is related to third ventricle. Medial surface of the thalamus is related to third ventricle. Inferior surface is related to hypothalamus and subthalamus. Now in cerebrum anatomy, in CNS, we use cranially. Hypothalamus is inferior and cranial. What is anterior is called and what is superior is called cranial. Okay, so actually inferior surface is related to hypothalamus and subthalamus. Lateral surface is related to posterior limb of internal capsule which separates it from lentiform nucleus. So lateral surface is related to lentiform nucleus, medial surface is related to third ventricle, superior surface, medial part forms related choroid plexus, lateral part forms the floor of the lateral ventricle. Now we have seen all the four surfaces, then there is an anterior end of the thalamus. So the anterior end of the thalamus forms almost the posterior boundary of the interventricular foramen. Forms the posterior boundary of the interventricular foramen. And posterior part of the thalamus is called pulvinar. Posterior end of the thalamus is called pulvinar. So anterior end forms the posterior boundary of the interventricular foramen of Monro. And posterior elevated portion is pulvinar. Okay, so you are with me on these relations of thalamus? Okay. With that background, one second. So now I am going to draw the thalamus for you. Draw a large circle on that page, almost occupying half or more than half of the page. मैं जब ऐसा थैलामस ड्रॉ करता था ना, तो किसी स्टूडेंट के टेक्स्ट बुक में मैंने जाके देखा उसने ऐसा ड्रॉ किया था. नाउ आफ्टर आई ड्रॉ द एवरीथिंग, दैट टाइम यू विल रियलाइज, अरे बाप रे ये तो क्या है. सो द थैलामस इज एग शेप्ड, and it is divided by Y-shaped intramedullary lamina. It is divided by a Y-shaped intramedullary lamina into anterior group, medial group and lateral group. Anterior group, medial group and lateral group of nuclei. Lateral is further divided into ventral and dorsal. Lateral is further divided into ventral and dorsal. Ventral is further divided into ventral anterior, ventral intermediate, ventral posterior, ventral posterior. Ventral posterior ventral posterior is further divided. Ventral posteromedial, ventral posterolateral. Ventral posteromedial, ventral posterolateral. I am going to talk details about each of these nuclei. VPM is for face, VPL is for body, ventral posterior is sensory, anterior intermediate are motor. Apart from all these nuclei, there is, of course, lateral is further divided into the lateral group. This dorsal group is further divided into lateral dorsal, lateral posterior, and pulvinar. So actually pulvinar ना ऐसे posterior end form करता. Apart from this, there are some nuclei in the lining here, like this medial surface called as midline. There are some in this Y-shaped intramedullary lamina, which is white matter. Inside this white matter, there is grey matter. Inside this white matter, there is grey matter, and these are called as intralaminar nuclei. And on the lateral side, there is a group of nuclei called as reticular group. So एक medial side पे, एक lateral side पे है, एक intralamina में. So there is a Y-shaped intramedullary lamina. This Y-shaped intramedullary lamina divides the thalamus into anterior, medial and lateral. Now let us, before we go on, मैं grossly आपको idea दे देता हूँ. Anterior group is related to limbic system. Medial group is related to the prefrontal cortex. Ventral anterior intermediate motor. Ventral posterior is sensory. Lateral dorsal, lateral posterior pulvinar. Pulvinar is for gnosis, identification of objects. So let's go one by one. If you have missed what I said now, don't worry. Anterior group, in the introduction, as I said, it is connected to the limbic system. So therefore, let's talk about its afferent. It is connected to hippocampus via fornix. Fornix are fibers arising from hippocampus. It also gets fibers from mammillary body. It also gets fibers from mammillary body. Mammillary body to thalamus, so called as mammillothalamic tract. Mammillothalamic tract. So there are two afferents of the anterior group. What are they? One coming from hippocampus via fornix. Second coming from mammillary body via mammillothalamic tract. Efferent goes to cingulate gyrus. via cingulum. This cingulum we have studied yesterday, association fibers inside the cerebrum, cingulum. So efferent goes to cingulate gyrus. So its functions, it connects the various areas of limbic system to each other. Second function, there is one more track now which I am drawing with the help of a different chalk. From hippocampus via fornix, a track goes to mammillary body also. Then via mammillothalamic tract it comes to anterior group of nuclei. Then via cingulum goes to cingulate gyrus, and then comes back to hippocampus. This is called as Pepys, Papez, जो भी आपको बोलना है, circuit of memory. Circuit of memory. What is circuit of memory? Pepys circuit of memory. Hippocampus, fornix, mammillary body, mammillothalamic tract, anterior group of thalamic nucleus, cingulum, cingulate gyrus, back to hippocampus. Pepys circuit for memory and also emotions. More for the short term memory. ये जो क्लास बंक करके जो बैठे हैं ना, वो शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी पे अपना कुछ नहीं होता है उससे. थिंग्स हैव टू गो इनटू लॉन्ग टर्म मेमोरी. So second function is emotions and memory. Okay. Now let's move on to the next nucleus of thalamus, and that is the medial group. Medial group has connections with amygdaloid body. Has connections with amygdaloid body, which are olfactory sensations. Olfactory. Medial group is connected with hypothalamus. See here, understand this. This is thalamus. Below thalamus, this is hypothalamus. This is third ventricle in between. Okay. Hypothalamus below is connected to each other, and there are mammillary bodies. Thalamus, hypothalamus, both of them form the medial boundaries, or rather the walls of the third ventricle. So there are fibers running from hypothalamus to thalamus, which are called as periventricular fibers, which run like this. Periventricular fibers. Periventricular fibers, which run along the ventricle. So what kind of sensations do they carry? Amygdaloid carried olfactory sensations. Hypothalamus से आ रहे तो इसके लिए visceral sensations. Visceral sensations. Then it is connected with the brain stem. Then it is connected with the brain stem via DLF. What is DLF otherwise? DLF City, रॉबर्ट वद्रा, उसका है ना DLF. अपने लिए DLF क्या है? डॉर्सल लॉन्जिट्यूडनल fasciculus which runs from brainstem and goes up to thalamus via hypothalamus. Dorsal longitudinal fasciculus. So this brings somatic sensations, and it is also connected with corpus striatum. Corpus striatum. It is also connected with corpus striatum. To now understand this function, okay, इसका efferent बताता हूँ मैं. इसका efferent goes to area number 9, 10, 11, 12. So one function is memory, intelligence, decision making. उसका जो सेकेंड फंक्शन है ना, उसमें उसकी वजह से आपके एग्जाम में गड़बड़ होता है. उसका सेकेंड फंक्शन इज इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ ऑल्फैक्टरी, विसरल, सोमैटिक, ऑल दिस सेंसेशंस. तो ऑल्फैक्टरी, विसरल, सोमैटिक आर इंटीग्रेटेड हियर. इसके लिए आप मुंबई के रेलवे के प्लेटफॉर्म में गलती से टॉयलेट के बाजू से जाते हो तो गंदा सा स्मेल आता है, फिर ऑल्फैक्टरी लीडिंग टू अ विसरल स्टिमुलस. आप बीमार हो जाते हो. आप कभी कभी बोलते हैं ना, एग्जाम में मेरा स्कोर कम हो गया. क्यों? बिकॉज मैं बीमार था. बीमार, विसरल प्रॉब्लम. बट दिस इज कनेक्टेड टू मीडियल न्यूक्लियस. दिस मीडियल इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज डॉर्सोमीडियल. नहीं तो आप समझे कि सर ने बोला ही नहीं डॉर्सो. सो विसरल, your visceral system connected to hypothalamus, which is the highest nucleus for the autonomic nervous, that is connected to dorsomedial. Dorsomedial is connected to 9, 10, 11, 12, जिससे आप पेपर लिखते हो. तो जब आप बीमार होते हो तो ऑटोमेटिकली आपका परफॉर्मेंस इन द एग्जाम गोज डाउन. इसके लिए एग्जाम के टाइम जो आपके पेरेंट्स ने भी आपको बोला रहेगा, खाओ, पियो, सो, आपको लगता है कि ये पढ़ेगा तो ये आ सकता है. ना वो सब पहले करने का. ओके. सो दिस इज डॉर्सोमीडियल ग्रुप. क्लियर? उसका फंक्शन भी समझे आपको, हायर फंक्शन एंड इंटीग्रेशन. नाउ लेट्स कम टू द वेंट्रल ग्रुप, विच हैज वेंट्रल एंटीरियर, ventral intermediate, ventral posterior. Ventral posterior is sensory. So let's start with that. It is divided into ventral posteromedial, ventral posterolateral. Ventral posteromedial is for face, ventral posterior lateral is for rest of the body. Face has a special development from pharyngeal arches. Therefore, face has a special nerve supply, cranial nerve supplying the face. Face has all our senses. आपको रियलाइज हुआ कि देखना, सुनना, खाना, everything. So face has separate representation. Ending in ventral posterolateral are the two lemnisci which carry sensations from the body. What are they? Spinal lemniscus and so those are the afferents. Those are the afferents for VPL. Those who are not able to see, please. Two afferents for VPL. Spinal and corpus striatum. Spinal and medial. For VPM, trigeminal lemniscus and gustatory fibers. Trigeminal lemniscus and gustatory fibers. Trigeminal lemniscus and gustatory fibers. VP. Yeah, I am repeating. Afferents for VPL are spinal lemniscus and medial lemniscus. Afferents for VPM are trigeminal lemniscus and gustatory fibers. And efferent of VP goes to area number 3, 1 and 2. बरोबर? 3, 1, 2 is? Yes. So it goes to the post central gyrus, sensory cortex. Now let's talk about ventral anterior and intermediate. अभी मेरे पास ना ये लिखने के लिए जगह नहीं है, तो मैं इसके अंदर से ही लिखूंगा. दिस इज कनेक्टेड टू मोटर सिस्टम. मोटर, तो इसके लिए मोटर में जो जो इन्वॉल्व है, लाइक रेड न्यूक्लियस, dentate nucleus, then globus pallidus, substantia nigra. ये सारे इसके एफरेंट से वेंट्रल इंटरमीडिएट के रेड न्यूक्लियस, डेंटेट न्यूक्लियस कहां पे होता है? सेरेबेलम. ग्लोबस पैलिडस एंड सबस्टेंशिया नाइग्रा. उसमें से रेड न्यूक्लियस छोड़ के बाकी सारे वेंट्रल एंटीरियर को भी देते हैं. ओके. वेंट्रल एंटीरियर गेट्स वन मोर. दोनों को 4 होने चाहिए ना, सो 1, 2, 3, 4. इसमें से 3 कॉमन है. एंटीरियर ascending reticular activating system. I'll talk about this later. Efferents, ये मोटर है. सेंसरी का 3, 1, 2 को गया, तो मोटर को कहा जाएगा? 4 and 6. So motor will go to 4 and 6, both ventral anterior and ventral intermediate. Their efferent goes to 4 and 6. Ventral posterior का efferent goes to 3, 1, 2. Ventral intermediate and anterior goes to. So basically it influences the motor activity. Ventral intermediate is actually 100% motor. Ventral anterior has other functions related to ascending reticular activating system. Of the lateral group, pulvinar is most important. Pulvinar. Now let's check the afferents of the pulvinar. Pulvinar gets afferent from amygdaloid body. Amygdaloid body, which sensations? Amygdaloid body मतलब olfactory. It gets from medial geniculate body. Medial geniculate body मतलब which sensations? Auditory. There are 2 geniculate bodies. आपने देखा है उधर? Medial and lateral geniculate bodies. Lateral geniculate body is part of visual pathway. So lateral. So auditory, visual. Okay. So pulvinar gets afferents from here, and pulvinar efferents of pulvinar go to all association areas. All association areas मतलब 18, 19, 5, 7, 22. So it is also connected, pulvinar is also connected to area 44 and 45. So these are the efferents, 44 and 45, and association areas. Functions of pulvinar, one is it controls the patterns of speech, therefore connected to 44, 45. But main function of pulvinar is gnosis. Gnosis means capacity to identify objects given in your hand. So you give me an object in my hand, right? So how do I identify? I identify by touch, I identify by smell, I identify by sound. Auditory, visual, okay? And of course the two-way connections are there with the sensory areas also. So touch also. So this is how pulvinar helps in identification of objects. Because it has connections with olfactory, it has connections with auditory, visual and association areas. Almost like two-way connections होता है इन सब के साथ. So वो सबको इंटीग्रेट करके आइडेंटिफाई करता है ये क्या है. Now coming to the last group. Coming to the last group of the nuclei, and these are called as non-specific group of thalamic nuclei. Non-specific group. Non-specific. This non-specific includes three: midline, intralamellar and reticular. They include three. What are they? Midline, intralaminar and reticular. Reticular is lateral, intralaminar and midline is medial. Together these three are called as non-specific. लाइब्रेरी गए आप? लाइब्रेरी गए ना? तो लाइब्रेरी में कुछ कपल्स बैठे रहते, हम लोग के इसमें तो बैठे रहते थे कपल्स, और फिर वो लड़का वो ऐसे पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहे, वो लड़की को देख रहे, और कुछ ऐसे लोग रहते जिनको कोई नहीं रहता है, तो वो लाइब्रेरी में सब जगह देखते रहते हैं. क्या करेंगे? इनको नॉन स्पेसिफिक इसके लिए बोला है कि दे डोंट हैव अ गर्लफ्रेंड. बेचारे वैलेंटाइन डे, हाँ चुक करो जरा सब. तो लाइब्रेरी में बैठे बैठे क्या करेंगे? दे प्रोजेक्ट ऑल ओवर. They project all over the cerebrum. जैसे ये नॉन स्पेसिफिक बच्चे कट्टे पे बैठे हुए आपके कॉलोनी में वगैरह रहेंगे ना, आपने देखा रहेंगे आपके शहर में कॉलोनी में ऐसे बैठे रहते हैं. कोई भी आता है तो आके फिर उधर से कोई आ रहा है तो ये प्रोजेक्ट ऑल ओवर. उनका तो खाली यही काम है, देखते रहने का. नॉन स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप. ओके, ये बाकी सारे अच्छे लोग हैं, एक ही एरिया पे प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं. सेंसरी, मोटर, प्रीफ्रंटल कॉर्टेक्स, बराबर है कि नहीं? बट ये वो है. उसमें से रेटिकुलर ग्रुप, इट प्रोजेक्ट्स, इट डजंट डायरेक्टली प्रोजेक्ट ऑन द सेरेब्रम. रेटिकुलर ग्रुप. इस पे एम्स के एंट्रेंस में एग्जाम MCQ आया था, तो मैं तो हिल गया था कि फर्स्ट ईयर के बच्चों को इतना नहीं सिखाते, इंटर्न्स को क्या आएगा. तो रेटिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट्स हियर एंड फ्रॉम हियर it stimulates these nuclei and then through them the whole brain. तो उसका फंक्शन क्या है? ये यूजलेस है उन बच्चों की तरह नहीं. It receives its afferent from ascending reticular activating system. It receives its afferent from ascending reticular activating system. तो इससे अभी आपको फंक्शन पता चलेगा. असेंडिंग रेटिकुलर एक्टिवेटिंग सिस्टम, ये नाम आपने सुना है? कभी सुना है? किसके लिए, क्या है वो? हाँ, किसमें? डीप 12th में सुना था. नीट इट इज इन्वॉल्व इन वेकिंग अप. जो घर में रहते हैं उनकी माँ, उठना तेरे को जाने का ना कॉलेज, उठना जाने का ना, तो वो ये असेंडिंग रेटिकुलर एक्टिवेटिंग से ब्रेन स्टेम में सारे सेंसेशन जाते हैं, कान के, इसके उसके, फिर असेंडिंग रेटिकुलर सिस्टम एक्टिवेट हो जाते. एनी स्टिमुलस तो then it stimulates ascending reticular activating system. It stimulates non-specific thalamic group. Non-specific thalamic group project on the whole cerebrum, and that's how we wake up. पूरा cerebrum को जगाना है यार. Okay, so that's how we wake up. That's why they project all over the cerebrum. हर एरिया को जगाना है. आप लोग तो ऐसे उठ जाते हैं, बट इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, इसको कितना टेंशन रहेगा. नॉन स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप, भाई फ्रंटल लो है, उठा कि नहीं, फ्रंटल है, ऑक्सीपिटल है, उठना भाई, फिर ऐसा करके पूरा ब्रेन उठता है. सो वेकफुलनेस फंक्शन इज वेकफुलनेस, प्रिपेयर्डनेस फॉर एक्शन. आप कोई काम कर रहे हैं, एक्शन, यू नो, यू हैव टू डू समथिंग. ये हो गया तो यू विल बी लाइक ड्राउजी, स्लीपी, नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड. आपको टीचर बोलता एक तो आप फिर ऐसा है. सो वेकफुलनेस, इन वेकिंग अप, मेंटेनिंग वेकफुलनेस, नॉट ओनली वेकिंग अप, मेंटेनिंग वेकफुलनेस, मेंटेनिंग प्रिपेयर्डनेस फॉर एक्शंस. सो दीज आर द functions of non-specific group of thalamic nuclei. In like cerebrum, thalamus also has peduncles, anterior thalamic peduncle. So anterior thalamic peduncle में ये रहेगा, anterior nucleus to cerebrum. Superior thalamic peduncle, it will go here, ये, to the parietal lobe. Anterior normally goes to frontal, superior goes to parietal, posterior goes to occipital. ये fibers जो जा रहे हैं, एसोसिएशन एरिया 18-19. इंफीरियर थैलेमिक पेडंकल जो टेम्पोरल लोब से कनेक्टेड जा रहे 22 नंबर को. so, दिमाग लगाने का पेडंकल्स लिखते समय एंटीरियर गो टू फ्रंटल लोब, सुपीरियर गो टू पैराइटल, पोस्टीरियर गो टू ऑक्सीपिटल, इंफीरियर गो टू टेम्पोरल. थैलेमिक पेडंकल्स. मैंने आपको कनेक्शंस बताया, हर न्यूक्लियर का फंक्शन बताया, उसके बाद भी सेपरेट फंक्शन बोला, पूछा तो बोलने का लाइक थैलेमस इज लाइक अ रिले सेंटर फॉर सेरेब्रम. यू सी फ्रॉम थैलेमस रिसीव्स ऑल द फाइबर्स गोइंग टू सेरेब्रम, रादर नन ऑफ देम, वेरी रेयरली fibers directly go to cerebrum. So all the fibers going to cerebrum are relayed here, and from here they go to various nuclei. So the sensory tracts relay here, from there they go to sensory area. Okay, it is connected to various motor areas, from there it goes to motor area. So इसका anterior का function थोड़ा सा इससे similar है, because it is also connected to ascending reticular activities. It is connected with anterior nucleus with emotion and memory. Medial group with higher functions of intelligence and integration. So you can just write functions of the various systems. Thalamic syndrome. Thalamic syndrome when the thalamus is damaged. So what will happen? So thalamic syndrome, सिंपल, कि थैलेमस को डैमेज हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा, सेंसेशंस पहुंच रहे थैलेमस तक, बट देन when it goes from thalamus to 312, you identify where the pain is. Only when it is reaching thalamus and the connection of thalamus and cerebrum is lost, thalamus thoda intact hai, but connections above to the cerebrum are lost. So person can feel the pain but cannot localize it. कि दुख रहा है लेकिन किधर दुख रहा है समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, something like that. And then there will be abnormal movements because thalamus is kind of integrating all the motor areas. So there will be abnormal movements. When caudate nucleus is damaged, I am going back to the basal nuclei yesterday. There is an abnormal movement called chorea. CHOREA, chorea. You can write it in that. Add to it chorea. So in thalamus also, there are abnormal movements, and person is not able to localize the pain. So that's all about thalamus. Thank you.